Welcome back. Well, as you can see from the title of this video, I caught a cheater and I'm going to tell you all about it. Alright, have any of you ever gotten a message like the one shown in this screenshot right here where chess.com says, "We have detected that one or more of your recent opponents has violated our fair play policy. As compensation for potentially unfair rating losses, we adjusted your following ratings." So my rapid score had dipped to 1269 after losing this game, but once they banned the cheater's account, they raised my rating back to 1278, which I thought was pretty cool. Now, I didn't suspect this opponent from cheating based on this game. As you can see from the game review shown on the screen, their evaluation, or sometimes called the CAPS score, was not outstanding. They played with 65% accuracy, just enough to beat me. And this was a rapid game. And you can see, if you can see the little graph right up there at the top of the screen behind the chess.com logo and behind my title, there were a couple of places where I had a chance in this game and I missed it because it was a pretty complex tactic. So I actually don't suspect that this opponent was cheating in this game. The way that I caught them was the next day when I was doing a deeper evaluation and analysis of this game, trying to figure out what I did wrong. I accidentally hovered over their username up at the top, and I must have clicked on it because it pops up the little thing that says what their current rating is, and it said their current rating was 1500. Well, they had been 1200 and something when they played me. In fact, in my memory, they had been rated slightly below me, and this was just the next day. Who goes from 1200 to 1500 in one day, other than maybe a famous Twitch streamer going on a speed run with an alternate account? They're a grandmaster, but they signed up at 400 or 800 in order to do a speed run for their Twitch stream, or something like that, or a cheater. And I thought, well, I'll take a look at their account, because chess.com, I'm pretty sure, requires those speedrun people to say something in their account, like on their profile, like this is the official speedrun account of, I don't know, Daniel Naroditsky or whoever it is. And I didn't see anything like that. And what I did see was on their rapid rating, it had remained fairly steady throughout the past several months, right around 1,000. It looks like 1,054, 1,040, 1,059. Looked like most of us, they had lost as many games as they won. There had been a dip there down into the 800s, and then they rose back up to 1,000. But then as they came through July, they worked their way up through the 1,200s, which was similar to my own progress at around that time, or maybe a little earlier, where I'd worked myself up to 1,200. And then they got up to 1275, but had dipped back down to 1199 on August 2nd. But then, right there was this huge spike right at the end. But if you change the all-time to a different time period, like a year, for example, let's see, go back 90 days. No, their account isn't that old. Okay, switch back to 30 days. You see the spike is more apparent there at the end. They gained 300 points in a couple of days. If you switch it to 7 days, you'll see that spike was in a 2-day period. And so I started scrolling through their archives, and I saw lots and lots of wins in a row. As you'll see here, win after win after win. And these were their most recent rapid games, a day or so after mine. And I saw, wait, they played like 30-something games in the day after that they beat me. And they won all of those games as their rating rose up through the 1300s, 1400s, into the 1500s. And they were easily beating people rated 14 and 1500 with, as you can see, 91%, 97%, 98%, 99% in the game, one of the games up at the top. Okay, so what happened was I scrolled all the way back to where they had played against me. And at that point, they had played several games that day. They had won some, they had lost some against players rated 1,100, 1,200, and so on. And it looked like normal play at that point, including the game where they played me. But then right after that very evening, right after they played me, they started winning all their games with really high cap scores, not like the 65% that you see here when they played me. And I don't remember counting, but it looked like maybe 15 or 20 more games that evening. And then the next day played 30 or 40 more, winning all of them with all 90% or more evaluations. So I didn't report from the game page because, again, I don't think they cheated in my game. If they did a pretty poor job of it. I went ahead and lost this game on my own. But I reported from their stats page or their profile page and said, this is a suspicious number of consecutive rapid wins, or astoundingly suspicious, I think is what I said, and with pretty suspicious evaluation numbers. And then I sent that report. I went back to analyzing my game. I figured out where I went wrong. One of the places that I went wrong was right back here. You'll see that the evaluation is close to even at this point, and my opponent took that pawn, which was a mistake. Now here, if I had just taken this pawn back, and I can't explain exactly why I didn't, if I had just taken that pawn back, I would have had an advantage. For example, like this. Now they could take me back, but that would be a mistake on their part. For example, if they took me back, then I take back, and there's not much that they can do. I mean, I'm going to be able to have this check. If they try to block, I have the bishop that can come in with another check, and of course if they take back, I'm going to get this rook. There's only so much that they can do at this point. I have a -2 advantage. But I didn't, when they took that pawn, again, I'm not sure why I didn't take this, but I thought maybe I could go here, win a tempo against their queen, and then when their queen moved, then I could take this, and if they took back, I would take the pawn. And that's what I played. And that turned out to be a huge blunder on my part, because they don't have to take my queen. I mean, they don't have to move their queen. They can just take the bishop. In fact, Stockfish says that's the best move. Now, they did move their queen, which again tells me that maybe they weren't cheating in this game. If they were cheating, they probably would have taken the bishop here with their pawn, which if they take my queen, I mean, if I take their queen, then they take my queen, and so on. And then they're going to take my rook too with that same pawn. That would have been their best move, but instead they moved their queen. So I didn't suspect them from cheating during this game, but I worked my way through the analysis. And then I was like, I think I might make a video about how suspicious their profile was. So I went back to their profile page to make some screenshots, and it was already closed. So I'm probably not the only one who reported the account. Probably other people reported the account as well. But it is closed now. It said for violation of the fair play policies. And I got that message that we saw on the screenshot here at the beginning, that I got my rating points back. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for all your support, and especially for the encouraging messages that some of you have left lately in the comments or in private messages. And we'll see you next time.